This GMP Detox session will be about GAMP 5 and different information that you might get from different channels on YouTube and LinkedIn. And I see it very often that people are using the traditional validation terms IQ, OQ, and PQ, and some also DQ for design qualification. These validation terms are taken from process validation and are very often used also for computer system validation. I think that's okay if you use that as general overview terms regarding testing phases or something like this. But it is sometimes very irritating if you read something or that you watch a video or something like that saying we validated according ISPE GAMP 5 second edition, and then you see a V model, and this V model is showing this phases of IQ, OQ, PQ. So why should we not use it? If you have a view on ISPE GAMP 5 second edition on page 38, it's very clearly written there why you should not use it. I will read that directly out. I have a licensed copy of GAMP 5 for sure. So what is GAMP 5 second edition really saying? This guide does not use traditional pharmaceutical process validation terminology such as IQ, OQ, PQ to describe system lifecycle activities. This aligns with the US FDA, who also choose not to use this terminology in general principles of software validation, because the terminology may not be well understood among many software professionals. And this basically is the reason. If you talk to a software developer, they would understand, and you will always see the V model in GAMP 5 second edition or in the previous one from 2008, that the V model is showing different testing phases from unit module testing, integration testing, functional testing, and acceptance testing or user acceptance testing. And the terms IQ, OQ, PQ, for example, also in Europe, are taken from process validation or even from the qualification of equipment. But equipment is not a computerized system per definition. So it's sometimes not really easy to see such information given to the public in the message saying we are the expert on the ISPE GAMP 5 second edition and so on. And then you see this very classical traditional IQ, OQ phases like we have done it in the 80s, 90s, something like that. That we use that terms from process validation also to computerized system validation. I think ISPE GAMP 5 second edition is very clear. And I just can underline that it causes a lot of misunderstandings, misconceptions, if you try to use that also in computer system validation. If for historical reasons, and your entire QA validation qualification team still wants to use that terms, it's okay. I'm fine with that, as long as we can map the PQ phase from process validation to the user acceptance testing, the UAT, with the computer, with the application that we validate. I'm fine with that. But in general, if you would say very hard-minded, we only follow ISPE GAMP 5 second edition validation approaches. The guide itself is saying that they don't use anymore IQ, OQ, PQ, and you should also try not to use them anymore. Okay, thanks so much. I hope that this session was interesting for you and you might be able to use that in a positive way, and even to understand the level of knowledge. If you get something like that as a marketing message, GAMP 5, IQ, OQ, PQ, you know how to handle that. Most probably the person saying that have never read the GAMP 5 second edition, or if you do an audit, ask if they have an official copy of that, because it's very clearly written. There's no doubt about that. And it's your benefit to follow the guide, and in this context, not use IQ, OQ, PQ anymore for computer system validation, and even Annex 11, Part 11, these regulations do not use anymore, or they have never used IQ, OQ, PQ in terms of the framework of computer system validation. Thanks so much.